Hi, my name is Brianna Maroney,
I'm Camila Renz.
and this is our cookbook, Flavors of Russia.
So, for our final project, we wanted to create this recipe book to show some of the classic Russian dishes. And the three dishes that we included were pelmeni, pierogi, and beef stroganoff. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those. But basically, our inspiration for this project was our love for food, of course, as well as the rich history behind Russian food. And we loved learning about the food throughout the course, and we thought it'd be a fun way to explore more of the culture of Russia. So, like I said, we were inspired by learning about it in class and how delicious the meals looked. And we also love the idea that that food in general is very universal and can be shared amongst people of different cultures. So, like, even if people don't speak the same language, they can still bond over meals and learn more about each other's culture through food. And we wanted to communicate this and the importance of sharing cultures and showing appreciation for them. And we thought a perfect way of doing that was through sharing traditional recipes, which is why we wanted to do that. And we realized a lot can be learned from these recipes, including like Russian culture and history. And we wanted to gain more insight into the Russian culture through food. So it ended up being both a very, very valuable experience and a delicious experience.
So this is our title page, obviously. Oops, sorry. And this is our foreword. So Camille covered a lot of this in her intro, but again, the reason we created this cookbook was because we love food and we thought that it would be a great way to learn more about Russian culture, curate a couple of dishes, and just share them in an artistic way. We are not the owners of any of these recipes. We found them all online, and the respective owners / website will be linked in the upper right-hand corner above each of the recipes. So if you have an interest in visiting their website, go ahead and check those out after you look through our book. So these are the recipes that we have coming up: Palini, beef stroganoff, and pierogi. I am so sorry if I butchered the pronunciation of all of those, but three very delicious and very traditional Russian dishes. Beginning with Palini. So making the Palini was really, really fun. It felt very similar to the homemade pastas that I've made before. Essentially what you do is you create basically a bucket for the eggs to sit in and then incorporate the flour slowly, mixing all of the dough together. And these are just traditional Russian dumplings, so you can fill them with all sorts of different fillings, but we chose to fill them with ground beef as stated in the recipe. They were really delicious and reminded me a lot of like traditional raviolis that I had, and it was just a really fun experience making them. Here are some of the directions if you want to take a quick look at those. And secondly, beef stroganoff. The beef stroganoff was really fun because I had it a lot of times. It was something that my mom and my grandma had made, as well as something that I had eaten at restaurants. But I feel as if I had maybe eaten more Americanized versions of the recipe. So making it in a way that was more traditional and more authentic was really, really fun. It was honestly a super easy recipe to make, essentially just like beef and mushrooms and noodles. So a really delicious and hearty meal for like a cold day. Here are the ingredients. And then the directions, as you can see, quite simple. Definitely something that you can make in the weeknight after class. And the pierogi. So I would say for me, this was the most complicated one to make just because it involved yeast. So as any bread recipe, like there's a lot of like rising and kneading that is required. So that part made it a little bit more complex, but these were so delicious, filled with beef, and yeah, really, really fun experience. Here's the first part of the directions. As you can see, a little bit more time consuming than the beef stroganoff, just because it requires like the rising and the kneading of the dough, but the filling itself was quite easy to make. That is the end of our cookbook. I hope that you enjoyed this and maybe got some dinner inspiration for this week. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.